back to One Oak Field in Tulsa, Oklahoma on this sun-kissed Saturday morning. Class 5A state championship. Duncan leads Elgin as we go to the bottom of the second. Work to do for the Owls. Dave Myrick along with Rives Mitchell. Well, it happens when you've got an hour-and-a-half drive up to a place to call a game. Cause and effect. Cause, you drink a bunch of Dr. Pepper on the way. The effect, you have to visit the little boys' room. Rives be back in just a minute as Eli Ramirez kicks and fires. That one finds the outside corner for strike one. Cade Hillary, who is now pitching for the Owls, will lead us off here in the bottom of the second. Ramirez working fast in the line, kicks and fires. That one is popped up on the infield a mile high. Ramirez charges, makes the catch, and there's one down. Well, that now makes 3 lazy pop-ups out of 4 batters faced for Eli Ramirez, cruising in this one after being staked to a 5-0 lead in the top of the first. Duncan looking poised, at least early on in the 5A state championship game, to go all the way in this one. As Reeves said, a lot of game left. Ramirez kicks and fires. That missed high for ball one. Tress Laura, who bats 6th, the DH, now stands in. 1 out, nobody on. Ramirez kicks and fires. Swung on and missed. Couldn't lay off the high cheese, and the count evens up at 1-1. Good contingents on hand for both teams. Duncan down the first base line on the right, to the left, Elgin. The 1-1 missed outside. Count moves 2-1. One looking a little bit happier right now than the other. Bikes galore out in the outfield as a train moves by left to right. Picturesque setting for baseball. Ramirez kicks and fires. That catches the inside corner for strike 2 to even the count. See some hot dogs, pretzels. Oh, there you go. Got nachos with jalapeno. Always a winning combo. Big at-bat here is Elgin trying to get somebody on base. They're not going to do it. Ramirez paints the outside black, and Tress Laura is down on strikes for out number 2 here in the bottom of the second. That brings up the first baseman, Lucas Young. Now bats with nobody on, 2 away. His team trails Duncan 5-0. Well, wind's starting to pick up a little bit in the outfield, left to right. Ramirez kicks and fires, dots the outside part of the plate for strike 1 on Young. Ramirez in the winds. There it comes. Strike 2, right down the pipe. Basically saying, here's the fastball, see if you can hit it.
Yeah, no doubt. And threw it so hard the hat flew off. We saw that a couple games ago. We're no strangers to that.
Ramirez looking for a quick 1-2-3, kicks and fires. That one's knuckleballed out to first base. Ramirez charges. The first baseman, Jace Ramirez, steps on the bag, and that retires the side. A very quick bottom of the second will bring Duncan back up here in the top of the third. Well, timeout on the field. We'll keep it here. Why not? Dave Myrick along with Rives Mitchell. Well, we talked about the Oklahoma Sooner commits on Duncan. Oklahoma last night, a 5-1 lead, vanishes in the 5th inning, turns into a 6-5 Texas lead. Oklahoma comes back to tie it. Then a 2-run home run by Dawson Willis is the deciding factor to win the game 8-6. They try to win the series, and the rubber match coming up later this afternoon from Norman, I believe at 2:30. Huge game, Reeves, but I'll say this, that win last night at least assured Oklahoma is going to be in the NCAA tournament with 14 conference wins.
Yeah, that's a big-time win, and I felt like there was a lot of pressure on Oklahoma going into that game after dropping the series to Kentucky in a sweep fashion, and then, coming against Texas, the number 3 team in the nation, losing the first game in heartbreaking fashion. Then going into this game, you start to hear the whispers of, does Oklahoma need to win another game to ensure themselves in the NCAA tournament? Well, they don't have to worry about that anymore as they get the W last night and go for the series victory against the number 3 Horns later this afternoon. But yeah, a lot of exciting baseball coming up. The game today, obviously, and then Hoover, Alabama for the SEC baseball tournament. Oklahoma's first ever time in that. Same with Texas. And then obviously the NCAA tournament will be after that. So tons of fun baseball on deck, and I can't wait for it.
Going to be a lot of fun. I was a little bit off at the time. 2 o'clock start time in Norman for the rubber match.
That's a weird start.
We'll toe the rubber for Oklahoma. Back to it. Hillary kicks and fires, chop foul, and the count is 0-1.
Be a nice day to visit the ballpark and just take a load off before.
Pitch misses inside, and the count moves even on Blaze Black. Yeah, Oklahoma would set themselves up well with a conference win against Texas. Why? Well, because it's Texas. They would love to do it and head to Hoover with some momentum. The 1-1 stays high, and the count runs 2 balls and a strike on the Duncan right fielder. Well, if you're Duncan, you like where you're at here in the top of the third, but you don't want to let your foot off the gas. The 2-1 swung on and missed, and the count runs even at 2-2.
Yeah, you certainly don't want Hillary to find too much of a groove. You'd like to knock him out of the game, relatively early like you did the starter, so Elgin has to go to that, deeper part of the bullpen, which we know in high school, that can spell some trouble.
Hillary in the wind, the 2-2 swung on, flared foul down the left field line. We'll do it again. Well, while you stepped out a second, I was talking about the train moving by in the outfield.
Oh, yeah, that's very picturesque.
That's the exact word I used.
There you go. Great minds think alike.
Yeah, they do. Hillary kicks and fires in the dirt. Count runs full on the Duncan right fielder, Blaze Black.
Nice Jackie Robinson mural in the back as well over there. Kind of wall painting. Very well done. Obviously, this is the AA affiliate of the Los Angeles Dodgers, so that's very fitting. But, I think a Jackie Robinson mural in any park is fitting.
Full count pitch misses, and Blaze Black draws the 1-out walk. Yeah, this is a very urban environment, very urban field, but it's very baseball picturesque right in the middle of the downtown Tulsa surrounding. Very cool baseball vibe.
Got a kid's play set in the right center field gap right there, so if you got some little ones, can keep them occupied out there in center field. A lot of cool, underrated parts of this ballpark.
Jace Ramirez looks at one off the plate for ball 1. Hillary kicks and fires. That one catches the outside part of the plate to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Black away at first. Jace Ramirez in the box. 5-0. Duncan leads, looking for more here in the top of the third. Hillary kicks and fires. Swung on and missed. Nice changeup, and the count runs to 1-2.
Yeah, Hillary looking for a ground ball here. Get a double play or a strikeout would work as well. Really needs to keep this lead at 5 as long as he can. Give his offense a chance.
Black away at first. Hillary comes set, kicks and fires inside. That'll run the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blaze Black away at first with a name like Blaze. He's got to go when he does. That one is chopped foul. Back to the netting. Hit and run was on. And the count remains 2-2.
Yeah, and Duncan's already nabbed 2 bases early in this game. And then the first batter of the game, there was an error at first, so they were able to take second on that. So very active on the base paths thus far. That's a good sign for Demons.
Well, they got Blaze Black picked off. Throw down to second base is in time, and Blaze Black caught leaning. He went on the pitch prior. Hillary had that in the back of his mind. Threw to first. Black was off. And there are 2 down with a 2-2 count on Jace Ramirez. Nobody on base now for the Demons.
Really good job by Hillary. Expecting the steal, turning to first, gets him in a pickle, and out at second. That's a big first out.
Kicks and fires. Swung on. Base hit. Out to center field. Line drive. Ritzenmeyer fields it. Tosses it back in to the infield, so Jace Ramirez is now on with one away here in the top of the third.
Yeah, and I know Duncan's going to be aggressive on the base paths all day long. That's one of the reasons they're here at this point. But you got to wonder, sending a guy with Ritzenmeyer on, probably a hit and run is what they were trying to do. But, it's tough when you got such a good hitter up and then you get thrown out at second. You just kind of shake your head on that one because Ritzenmeyer's a guy that can drive in a runner on any base.
Hillary misses upstairs, and the count runs to 2 balls and no strike on Jackson Pogue, the battery for the Demons.
Even as we've seen with the Oklahoma baseball team at times, they're just going to run into outs at times, running on the base paths. If you're that aggressive, it's bound to happen. So you kind of just have to swallow that and move on and recognize we want to be safe more than we're out at second, but there's going to be some times that we get caught in a pickle or we're just thrown out.
Have to accept it. The 2-1 skips in the dirt, even the count at 2-2 on Pogue. Jace Ramirez away at first base. One away here in the top of the third. 5-0 Demons on top, trying to add on. Yeah, if that's your offense, you just have to accept the fact you're going to run into outs. It's frustrating for fans, but that's part of it.
More times than not for Duncan, it has worked out. There we see it not work out. But earlier in this game, they stole 2 bases, so...
Hillary comes set, kicks and fires. That one right down the heart for strike 2, and that runs the count full. Jackson Pogue didn't like it. He put his bat down and started heading to first. Got to pick it up and dig back in. 1 on, 1 out, full count. Hillary comes set, checks on Ramirez at first, kicks and fires. Swung on and missed on the high heater. And Jackson Pogue is retired. 2 down here in the top of the third.
It's a really tough pitch to get to in a lefty-lefty matchup. High fastball. Almost starts inside to where it feels like it's going to run in on you, but really good pitch there, and batter swings under it for the second out of the inning.
One on, 2 out. Hillary kicks and fires. That one is drilled. Line drive to left field for a base hit. Ramirez wide turn at second base. Now he will retreat. And they have runners at first and second now with 2 away in the top of the third.
Yeah, the 2 out hitting of these Duncan Demons throughout the state tournament has been very impressive. Maybe the most impressive thing about them, which is almost crazy to say, but man, they just are relentless with 2 outs, and man, 2 out RBIs, 2 out base hits, that's how you win baseball games right there.
Ty Lang to the plate, second baseman for the Demons. RBI opportunity, kicks and fires. That one is popped up, going to get out of play to the right of Rives and I for an 0-1 count.
Yeah, even down in Texas last night for Rangers-Astros, I believe Astros won 7-2, and they scored every single run in that game with 2 outs.
That's painful.
It's a thing that really hurts you in all levels of baseball.
Hillary comes set. The 0-1 missed inside to even the count at a ball and a strike. Well, that was the only complaint about the palatial estate I stayed at last night. No Apple TV, so I couldn't watch that one.
Yeah, I was on Apple TV Plus, kind of one of those weird ones.
Hillary comes set. The 1-1, runners go, smash to the shortstop Thornton. He's got it flipped to second, and they're going to call it safe. Ramirez rounds third, and he's going to score with no throw. It looked like Thornton had his foot on the bag, but Pogue is called safe, and it's 6-0 Demons.
Yeah, I think the ump is calling a bobble there on the exchange, saying he did not have the baseball when he tagged the base. I mean, looked pretty good to me. But
me too.
Oh, that's a tough one for Elgin there, from out of the inning to giving up another run. It's now 6-0 Demons here in this third inning.
Gets worse as it flips the lineup over. Eli Ramirez now bats again. Hillary kicks and fires. That one is popped up a mile high on the infield. Catcher backs up. Hillary comes in, makes the catch, and that will end the inning. But the damage is done. We go to the home half of the third. The lead now 6-0 Duncan over Elgin. in the 5A state championships, live from One Oak on 107.7 The Franchise, brought to you by ServiceMaster RSI. Are they playing the 5A championship at dawn on a Saturday? Well, there's the reason. Field has to be clear for the AA Dodgers affiliate tonight. As we go to the bottom of the third, Duncan in command, 6-0 over the Elgin Owls. Dave Myrick along with Rives Mitchell. Jackson back in studio. Rives, Elgin, got to get busy.
Yes, they do. Need to get some runs sooner rather than later. Already trailing this 6-0. Very tough run given up in that last inning on a bit of a controversial call at second, calling him safe, and then the runner rounded third to score the 6th run of the game. So, yeah, Elgin needs to get it working fast.
Jackson Sutherland laces one foul down the first baseline. He'll lead us off here in the bottom of the third. Manning the third base bag today for the Owls. Had a very tough error in the top of the first that led to those 5 runs Reeves mentioned. In the 8-hole, down 0-1. Ramirez in the wind. Kicks and fires. Swung on. Hit out towards center field. Going to be a tough play. A lot of people converging and making the catch. The second baseman, Ty Lane. That looked like it was heading for trouble in the Bermuda Triangle, but there is one away.
Yeah, and Ramirez is already pitching good enough on the mound. When you have defense backing you up like that, man, it makes it hard to score on a team like this. Looking in the hit category already, Duncan 8, Elgin just 1 so far. That's the story of it thus far.
Ramirez in cruise control and staked to a 6-0 lead. Kicks and fires, swung on and missed on the high heater.
I was going to say, probably doesn't hurt too much when you're grooving on the mound and you look up and you've got 6 runs of support.
Man, as you just said, your D making plays like that.
Mm-hmm.
That brings up Caden Boletto, the 9-hole. He's going to back out and call for time. I would, too, after seeing that fastball. Diggs back in. 1 out, nobody on. Ramirez kicks and fires. That misses outside to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well,
if you're looking for a giveaway on his fastball, just see if his hat flies off. And you know it's fastball.
And you got that millisecond to swing. Kicks and fires. That missed outside. The count runs to 2 balls and 1 strike. On Caden Boletto.
He looks like he's lighting up the radar gun today. I mean,
he's bringing it.
These fastballs look really, really tight to the plate.
The 2-1 stays high, and the count runs to 3 balls and 1 strike. On Caden Boletto. Elgin needs base runners. They'll take them any way they can.
Yep, got to be looking middle here. If it's there, swing away. If not, I'd go ahead and take this and live to fight another day.
Ramirez comes set, deep breath in the wind, kicks and fires. Fastball just missed the outside corner, and Caden Boletto was on with a 1-out walk. That didn't miss by much.
No, it didn't, but good eye and rewarded with a trip to first base. Look inside the Duncan dugout, and they were tapping on the head almost like, let's review that for a ball strike call. They've actually implemented that in the minor leagues. You can challenge 1 call a game now, which is kind of a cool add.
It is.
To the minor league system. I don't hate it at all.
That brings up Mason Thornton, the shortstop. He stares at 1 up high, and they're going to call it strike 1.
Cool thing about that, too, is like it's a live reaction with the batter, with the pitcher, with the whole ballpark, because they just put it up on the big screen, and you see if it's a ball or a strike. So
I'm sure the umpire loves that.
Yeah.
The entire world scrutinizing his
For
call.
sure. Umpires probably the ones that vetoed that one, but
yeah,
everybody else in favor.
Boletto away at first. 1 away here. Kicks and fires. Thornton through the hole, the left side, base hit. The Owls have something cooking here in the bottom of the third. They have 2 on with 1 away.
Nice base hit to left field, and yeah, something cooking here. You really need to get a couple runs back here if you want to put yourself in good position to come back in a game like this. Because I've got a feeling Duncan's going to score even more than 6.
Don't show any signs of slowing down, and that was a really good piece of hitting on a fastball. Went opposite field with it. Not trying to pull it, do too much. That brings up Brody Morrison to the dish. Ritzenmeyer on deck. Ramirez kicks and fires. Morrison shows bunt. Throw down to second base. Back in safe. is Mason Thornton. So big spot here for the Owls if they want to get back in this 5A state championship game. They trail it 6-0 in the bottom of the third, 2 on, 1 away. Morrison showed bunt last time, does again. Squares, bunts down in front of the mound, fielded by Ramirez, throws to first, and he's in time. That was a close play. Elgin does not like it as both runners advance to second and third.
Don't know about that one, Mr. Myrick.
We're going to get a replay here. It was an excellent bunt. Made Ramirez field it. Throw to first base. He was safe.
Yeah. By a mile.
The Elgin crowd is not happy, and I don't blame them. That should be bases loaded, 1 away.
Back-to-back really tough calls go in the favor of Duncan, who already leads 6-0.
They're slowing it down. He's safe by, at least 1.5 feet.
And they give him the base now. Well, there you go.
No, they're going to walk Ritzenmeyer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good call. I was confused there. How many points to first? I'm like, are they overturning this?
No.
Oh, man. And that would have been Ritzenmeyer up with the bases juiced.
With 1 away.
With 1 away.
Nowhere to put him.
Ball in the gap certainly would have scored all 3.
Tough call.
You hate that one.
I would have loved to at least ask the home plate ump to conspire with the first base umpire to see what he saw, but they didn't do it. Is what it is. Bases loaded. 2 outs now. As that brings the cleanup man, Grady Thomas, to the dish. Watches 1 high for ball 1.
A little bit of a hesitation on the throw to first by Ramirez, too.
Kicks and fires, missed outside, and the count moves to 2 balls and no strikes.
I don't know if you caught it, but that just slight hesitation on his throw to first, I thought that was going to be enough to get the runner in there safe.
Oh, it was.
And I think it was, but...
No, it was. We've seen it on the big screen.
A botched call.
A botched call. The 2-0, right down the heart of the plate. Count moves to 2 balls and a strike. Well, that was a big spot in the game. As Rives said, that would have brought one of the best hitters in the state, Ritzenmeyer, to the dish. Bases loaded, 1 out, as is. Bases loaded, 2 down. Grady Thomas up. Kicks and fires, swung on and missed. Outside corner, and the count evens up at 2-2.
And that just shows you a little bit about how they feel about Ritzenmeyer. They're fine with walking him to load the bases instead of facing him with 2 on.
Even with one of the best pitchers in the state on the bump.
No doubt.
Big spot here. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kicks and fires. That's in the dirt, and the count has run full. Elgin faithful still letting the umpire and field judge know it about the call that was missed. The batter prior.
If you're the batter up right now, though, you got to put it behind you, lock in for this 3-2 pitch. You can still provide a lot of damage right here with a base hit.
Full count, bases loaded. Ramirez comes set, kicks and fires. Fouled straight back the net. Runners, of course, were in motion, and we'll do it again.
Staying alive, staying alive.
Nice defensive swing there.
Very late on the fastball, but great job making contact with it. And again, cliche, but live to fight another pitch. That should be the motto right now for Elgin.
If Elgin has any chance, you feel it has to be right now. Down 6-0, bases loaded, full count, 2 outs. Ramirez comes set, kicks and fires, missed outside. And Elgin has scored their first run of the game with a bases-loaded walk. 6-1, now the Duncan lead.
Yep, great job. Just spitting on that outside pitch and taking it for a ball. Bases-loaded walk. And looks like Dave figured out how to open the window in here, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, add a little ambiance, noise with the broadcast. Here we go. Bases still loaded. Ramirez kicks and fires. That's inside for strike 1.
Didn't know this room had that function, but keeps pulling out surprises.
Hit the big time when you just hit a button and the window raises in front of you. Plane flying over into Tulsa Airport. Ramirez comes set, the 0-1, dots the outside part of the plate for strike 2.
Maybe we can get a foul ball up here now.
That's right.
It'd have to be the perfect one, but we've got a chance.
Cade Hillary, righty-lefty matchup. Hillary bats from the left side. He's down 0-2, bases loaded. Ramirez kicks and fires, swung on and missed. They're going to call a foul tip. Hillary just got a piece.
Woo!
Yeah, I didn't see it, but they did, and the count remains full. Elgin faithful still not happy about that missed call. But, as Rives said, you got to put it behind you. It's in the books.
There is no tomorrow. Got to take advantage of the opportunity you have in front of you.
Well, if Elgin goes on to lose this one, the coffee shop banner for years to come will be about the missed call at One Oak. We got a stoppage of play for some reason. As our umpires come together, I think they want to ask if that really was a foul ball or not. Can be the only thing I can come up with that they're talking about right now. Crowd's starting to get on them a bit. Nobody really knows why we're stopped. Just a recap. We're in the bottom of the third. One across for Elgin. They trail at 6-1. Bases loaded. Cade Hillary, the batter, he's got an 0-2 count. And the confab is now over. Field judge and first base line judge back to their spots. Home plate ump behind the dish, and here we go. The 0-2. Ramirez comes set. Kicks and fires. That missed outside to move the count to a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, a lot of angry faces on that Elgin side, particularly the fans right now, but they realize this is still a crucial spot.
The 1-2 swung on and missed on the high cheese. Eli Ramirez pumped as he leaves the field to escape a bases-loaded jam. We go to the top of the fourth, 6-1. Duncan on top here from the Class 5A State Championships, live from One Oak on 107.7 The Franchise, brought to you by ServiceMaster RSI. We're going to keep it here during the commercial timeout. I think our producer back in studio has some things going on to attend to at the moment. Dave Myrick along with Rives Mitchell. Hope you're having a glorious Saturday morning as we close in on the noon hour, moving to the top of the fourth. Here from One Oak, 6-1. The Demons lead the Owls in the 5A State Championship game. Dave, Myrick, Rives, Mitchell, Jackson somewhere back in studio. Rives vibes, immaculate here at the ball.
Yeah, I mean, this is what a Saturday morning is all about. Can't believe it's Saturday. It feels like Sunday to me. My days are all twisted in my head right now, considering we had that all-day affair on Thursday.
And night.
And night. Yeah.
Long day.
That'll do it, though. That'll do it. And that'll jumble things in my head. But, man, it's a great Saturday morning here at One Oak in downtown Tulsa. I don't think we're the only ones vibing in downtown right now. A lot of activity going on in the background.
Yeah, I'm keeping a close eye on my truck down the right field line, making sure no tow trucks, approach it.
You're going to have to make a mad dash if one pulls up.
Broadcast will be all yours if that happens. Don't see anything as of yet, knock on wood. One of those weird cars with 2 wheels in the front, 1 in the back, parked right in front of me. And I've got a bicycle rack about a foot behind. That's going to be fun getting out later. We're back to it. Hillary's still on the bump. Ty Lane that was still in the box. Preston Giles, now the batter for Duncan. He pulls back and takes strike 1. He squared to bunt. Hillary working quick. Kicks and fires. The 0-1 off the plate. Count evens up at a ball and a strike.
Part of me wishes the Game 7 was today just so we could get it over with, but it's kind of nice for a mental reset today so I can, I don't have to worry about that till tomorrow, because if we had that right after this, oh,
be
man.
A little rough. And the rubber match of OU Texas.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the only thing to worry about today. Maybe Rangers Astros tonight, but will certainly be a big, big day in Oklahoma City tomorrow.
Woo! Well, as big as it gets. Game 7 to advance to the Western Conference Finals to play the T-Wolves. They've got it. Got it in 7. The 2-2, that stays high, and the count runs full on
Keep changing that prediction.
Preston Childs.
One of these days it'll hit.
Yeah, somebody on Twitter was like, move the goalpost from 6 to 7. I'm like, yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
The full count. Kicks and fires in the dirt. Preston Giles has worked his way on board via the walk here with one down. Excuse me, nobody out. Top of the fourth.
Yeah, picture perfect day here. I mean, this is what baseball weather is all about. Really feels like summer is here in full force right about now. And the drive up the Turner Turnpike this morning made me want to stop by the old lake.
Yeah.
That had me thinking about that, especially with this weather, man. It's a great day to float in some kind of body of water.
Hillary kicks and fires. That miss is low on Colton Rother. Well, anytime you're over in green country and start seeing this setting, it just brings lake to the mind. You follow a 10 killer. Now it's coming.
It's that season.
It's that season. Colton Rother now bats one on, nobody out. Top of the fourth. Hillary kicks and fires. Ground ball up the middle, could be two. Fielded and bobbled. Into center field it goes. Got to get up. Morrison gets to it to stop Giles from advancing past second, but the Demons have two on, nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Boy, that missed call feels like a death nail.
It really does, yeah. And that was just a kind of in-betweener there. Second baseman dives for it, but really never had control of it. Not able to get either out at second or first. So Duncan with a big chance to not ice this game yet, but man, up 6-1 already. If they can add on more here, it's going to be really tough for Elgin to come back.
And the right guy up, Briscoe Smith, squares to bunt, does. Left field line.
Perfect.
Third base charges, and it goes under his glove. Another error on the Elgin infield, and the bases are loaded.
Another really, really good bunt there. I mean, all the bunts they've laid down today have been really good. You're right.
These Elgin players just don't seem that they seem down, two down after that missed call.
Agreed. Yeah, that's still an error there. You're right. And should have been an out at first, no doubt. But seems like Duncan just has an answer for everything right now. And yeah, that call is going to live on in Elgin lore forever because they would have had bases loaded, one out with a big chance in the third inning. Instead, they only get one out of it with the bases loaded walk. And that's where we're at 6-1 here in the top of the fourth.
Well, a mound visit now from Elgin. They've already changed pitchers once, that way back in the top of the first. This was more, I watched the coach on this visit. That was more of kind of what I'm talking about. He can tell this team is not right mentally. I saw him point some fingers and kind of remind these guys, we're still in this, down 5, state championship game. Keep playing. Because the two infield plays they've had a chance to make this half inning have not, effort-wise, looked good. I can't blame them. That was a tough deal. Would have brought Ritzenmeyer to the dish with the bases loaded, one down. Instead, 2 outs and a strikeout ends the threat with one across. But you got to pull it together. Only in the top of the fourth, a lot of game left. Bases loaded, nobody out for Duncan. The definition of a jam for Cade Hillary. Takes a deep breath in the windup. Kicks and fires. That one in the dirt for ball one.
Cade Hillary has done an admirable job ever since he came in. He's forced a lot of ground balls. As Dave said, a lot of plays that really should have been made by this Elgin infield.
The 1-0 chopped out in front of the plate foul. Count moves even.
And when you give a team like Duncan extra chances, you know, it's similar to in basketball when you give up too many offensive rebounds, teams are eventually going to make their shots. Here so far in this game, too many errors giving the Demons second chances. They'll take advantage of it every time.
1-1 count on Blaze Black. Hillary kicks and fires. That dots the outside part of the plate. Count moves to 1-2. Hillary looking for a big strikeout here in the wind. Kicks and fires. Popped up in the infield. Backing first baseman makes the catch. Nobody advances, and there's one away. Well, that's about the best outcome you can hope for.
Yep. That or a strikeout. That's really good and well done by Hillary. And again, you can't be upset with his performance so far.
No, not
especially
at all.
after he's pitched in what seems like every game so far in the state tournament.
There have been 2 double play balls that should have been made, both errors that went into the infield with Hillary on the mound.
Bobble call at second as well.
Jace Ramirez stands in, stares at 1 low for ball 1.
Back-to-back really tough calls went against Elgin. Last inning with a bobble call at second that allowed a run to score for Duncan, and then obviously the out call at first.
The 1-0, that's in the dirt. Count moves to 2-0 on Jace Ramirez. Nowhere to put him. Bases juiced. 1 away here, top of the 4th. 6-1. Duncan leads. Looking for more. In the line, kicks and fires. That one's roped down the left field line and foul. Oh, Ramirez got around on that one.
Not sure what team this is. Kind of under the shade over there, out in the left over there.
Yeah.
Maybe a Little League team. I'm not sure, but we got a full team in uniform watching this game.
The 2-1 swung on in the dirt. Count moves to 2-2. Well, Hillary 1 pitch away from getting out of the jam if his infield could execute a double play. A big strikeout of Jace Ramirez would also work.
Well, I like the grass out in center field as well, where you could watch a game out there, bring a lawn chair.
The 2-2 swung on and missed. Huge strikeout. Nice breaking ball, and there are 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
That's a really dangerous hitter. Hillary is able to strike out there and just needs 1 more out to escape this bases loaded spot for Duncan.
That brings up Raymond Garland, the DH. Swung on, rope down the first baseline and fair. It's going to roll to the corner. 1 run is in. Getting the windmill around second. 2 runs are in. Holding up at third is Blaze Black. And it is 8-1 Demons.
What have we said over and over and over again? The 2-out hitting of these Duncan Demons is, quite frankly, elite. I mean, their approach every time there's 2 outs is almost perfect. And we see another great 2-out RBI there, scoring 2 runs, extending the lead to 7 now at 8-1. Just a clinic being put on by this Duncan Demon offense.
Tough times for the Elgin Owls. Hillary kicks and fires. That one is roped out towards the gap in right center. Right fielder has a bead, makes the catch. And the inning is over. The damage done. Duncan adds 2 more here in the top of the 4th. We go to the home half. 8-1. Demons lead it. Class 5A State Championship live from One Oak on 107.7 The Franchise. Brought to you by Service Master RS. Welcome back. One Oak Field, Tulsa, Oklahoma on a sun-kissed Saturday morning. 5A State Championship game. Duncan, the Demons, in command over the Elgin Owls. They lead it by a score of 8-1. Good morning, everybody. Dave Myrick along with Rives Mitchell. Jackson back in studio doing a great job of keeping us pumped out statewide this morning on the Big Stick. 107.7 The Franchise. Been a pleasure to be on the call all week long, covering 5A championship action. Service Master RSI, gracious enough to sponsor the entire event, gracious enough to show at my house 2 weeks ago and walk my wife and I through the process that follows a flooded basement. Because believe me, folks, there is a lot that goes into it. You start talking about air samples, how things are or aren't on the wall, fibers per cubic centimeter in the air, and then what has to happen next. They walk you through all of it, kind of hold your hand, make you feel like they're in command, and they are. Service Master by RSI, Adam and the guys over there, the best around. Give them a call if you need them. Ramirez kicks and fires, check swing for strike 1. Bottom of the 4th, the Owls in trouble here. Trest Laura, the DH, leads us off. Ramirez kicks and fires, swung on and missed on the high heater, and quickly down 0-2 is Tress Laura. Also plays some running back for Elgin. Rives and I on the call for their state championship game in football this year at UCO. Ramirez kicks and fires 0-2 off the dish. Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes.
It's a pretty cool picture. We got a Jackson Webster's epic dent in the wall he provided to Sepulpa. Glad you sent me that this morning. Shout out to, who is this?
Who was that did it?
Griffin Ryan.
Griffin Ryan,
plays for Carl Albert, looks like.
A right-handed pitcher, sophomore. Ramirez kicks and fires. Laura slashes it foul back to the netting. Count remains 1-2. Yeah, that was quite a play to behold. Jackson Webster backed trying to rob a home run. Forgot the wall was there, ran into it, left his mark on this tournament. The 1-2 off the plate. Count runs even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's some picture of him looking back at it, too. I mean,
epic.
We've seen so many cool plays this weekend. That may have been the coolest.
2-2 is popped up on the infield. Calling for it is Briscoe Smith. Backs makes the catch, 1 away. Quickly, 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th. 8-1, Duncan on top. Long way to get there, but do have to remind you the run rule is in effect, even in the state championship, and that's 10 runs after 5 innings. So Duncan could be in position to put themselves in a spot to run rule the Owls as they come up in the top half of the 5th. That brings Lucas Young, the first baseman for Elgin, into the box. 1 away, nobody on. Ramirez kicks and fires. That one is popped up down the right field line, trying to get out of play, giving chase Ramirez, and makes the catch up against the netting. And there are 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, that was very close to getting out of play. Good job by Ramirez hugging the netting there and just waiting for the ball to drop in. And Dave, we may get some bird action inside here.
A butterfly just went by. I saw that caught your attention fairly quick. Ramirez kicks and fires, swung on and missed for strike 1. Jackson Sutherland, the third baseman for Elgin, now bats. 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 4th. Ramirez kicks and fires. That just stays outside, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Low fastball, and the count's 1-2.
Ramirez has been in command all day long, just allowing 2 hits, 1 run. Definitely got the benefit of a nice call at first earlier in this game as well.
The 1-2 just a bit high, and the count evens up at 2-2. And we had the hat lost.
It's not the first time.
Won't be the last. Sutherland, deuces wild. Kicks and fires. That just missed the outside corner, and the count runs full on Jackson Sutherland.
A couple of these fastballs have looked pretty darn good.
Now the home plate ump. Maybe some makeup for a couple blown calls. Ramirez kicks and fires. That missed high. And Jackson Sutherland on board with a 2-out walk.
Well, you know, if you're Elgin, 7-run lead is not ideal, or 7-run deficit, is not ideal. You need to just start chipping away, though. Get a couple back each inning, mixed with some zeros when you're pitching would be really beneficial. But you know, Dave, I don't think you can wait till late in the game to have one big inning and get back in the game. It's got to come over the course of a couple of innings, whether it be scoring 1, 2, 3 in a couple innings. Just giving yourself a fighter's chance in a game that Duncan has totally dominated thus far.
Well, the bases loaded last inning would have been a good place to start. Ramirez kicks and fires, dots the outside corner for strike 1. Jason Meyer, the catcher, now bats for the Owls. 1 on, 2 out. Ramirez, long look in, checks on Lore at first base, comes set at the belt. Kicks and fires, swung on and missed. Outside fastball and quickly down. 0-2 is Jason Meyer.
A couple of brother tandems on each team.
Correct.
In this game.
Both really good players, too.
Yep.
Ramirez trying to get Duncan back in the dugout. Comes set. The 0-2 stays upstairs. Count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, the Elgin crowd, starting to look a little down to the left. Ramirez kicks and fires, check swing, ball's in the dirt. Catcher has to get to it, throw to first, does. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. So Eli Ramirez ends the threat with a strikeout. We go to the top of the 5th, 8-1. Duncan leads here in the 5A state championship game, live from One Oak in Tulsa, Oklahoma on 107.7 The Franchise, brought to you by ServiceMaster RSI. State championship on this sun-kissed Saturday morning. Dave Myrick along with Rives Mitchell. Well, if you're a Duncan Demon fan, you're happy. They lead it here 8-1 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Jackson back in studio doing a great job keeping us on air this morning. Quickly heading to the afternoon hour. Once again, Rives and I will have to sign off at 12:30 to make way for Chris Plank and the Oklahoma softball program hosting regional action in Norman, Game 2. Work to be done. If you're Elgin, first and foremost, escape a top half with no more runs. Hillary kicks and fires for strike 1 on Ty Lane, second baseman for Duncan. 2 errors on the Owls, none for Duncan. 9 hits for Duncan, 2 for Elgin. The 0-1 stays high, even the count at a ball and a strike.
Seems like Oklahoma State baseball's picked it up just a tad.
They have.
Playing a little bit better.
The 1-1 right down the heart of the plate for strike 2.
Really rough start to the season for them, which was surprising with all the talent they returned. But, that's just baseball sometimes.
The 1-2 swung on, just got a piece of it to stay alive, was Ty Lane.
A lot of people calling for Josh Holliday's job. Which
annual tradition.
Yeah. That's not the first time that rumor has been sprinkled out there.
Even as they host regionals.
Heck, every time OU loses, though, Skip Johnson's job gets called for by some people in Twitter comments.
Can't seem to get out of their own regional. Hillary kicks and fires, ground ball up the middle off Hillary's leg, picks it up, throws to first, 1 away. Oh, yeah, you've always got your sect of fan bases that's anything short of Omaha is not good enough. I think there's some validity to that when you look at talent that returns for some teams not living up to expectations, but most years it's just dumb fans.
Yeah, most of 90% of Twitter is just dumb people overall and just haters. But at the end of the day, Oklahoma State is a storied baseball program that's had a lot of success throughout their history, and they've hosted regionals 3 straight seasons in Stillwater, not able to escape it in any of the 3 seasons. So I know that's waning on the minds of Cowboy supporters, and it's been tough. But, at the end of the day, it's a hard deal to get to Omaha. Like, I think a lot of OU fans took it for granted, making it all the way to the championship, and you kind of start to expect it routinely. But, Dave, it's a much harder deal than that.
The 0-1 on Eli Ramirez, good curveball for strike 2. Well, I've talked to players' families that played in Omaha that year, and the players took it for granted, the 0-2 off the plate. I mean, you make it to Omaha as a freshman, you think, all right, this is the way it's going to be every year at Oklahoma. They didn't realize how hard that is to get back. And fans, much the same. Hillary kicks and fires, the 1-2, missed outside, and the count runs even.
Yeah, it's almost a blessing and a curse making it all the way that deep and not winning it. You expect to be there, but you got to put in the work each and every season.
2-2 slash foul, we'll do it again.
Sometimes the ball just does not go your way, and
Well,
there's going to be luck mixed in there, and you got to get hot.
People don't realize how hard that is to make it through your conference schedule, then your conference tournament schedule, as Ramirez stares at one high, count runs full, then go to your regional, win that, then go to Omaha, go through your bracket, then play a championship series and win it. I mean, it's astronomically hard to do it one time. So you just have to appreciate it when it happens.
It's the grindiest sport, in my opinion.
The full count, swung on, hit well, out towards right center. Ritzenmeyer chases it down, gloves it, and there are two away here in the top of the fifth.
For how much we talk about Ritzenmeyer's bat, which I would say is the best part of his game, he's pretty dang good in center field. I mean, I don't think we've seen a ball escape him this entire weekend. His tracking skills are really good. Obviously, he's pretty fast as well. Good range, but he's an impressive defensive prospect as well, in my eyes.
He can go get it. I mean, straight up, plays quarterback for the Elgin team. As I mentioned, two-time state wrestling champion. You're all around.
What's he doing in college? Wrestling?
I believe baseball, I was told, is his best sport. So probably playing some college baseball, if I had to guess.
Well, he's certainly good enough to do that. We've seen that all weekend long, but if you're a two-time wrestling state champion,
might give it a go.
I guess you're pretty good at that as well, and we've seen him play quarterback too. How fun do you think his career's been for his parents?
Oh, no doubt.
Man.
And Elgin overall seems to kind of show up and sneak into every state championship game regardless of sport. Just talking about a great athletics department overall the Owls have.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've seen them have a lot of success lately in a handful of sports.
Preston Giles, the 1-1 count, hit right back up the middle, gloved by Morrison. Throw is not close, and Preston Giles is on base again with two down here in the top of the fifth. 8-1, the Duncan lead.
Had the bunt single earlier with a really nice one down the third base line. Now he shoots a base hit up the middle. That nice play by the second baseman, but would have had to make a Derek Jeter jump throw there to get the out. And he's safe at first, so really good day for Giles at the plate.
Colton Rother now bats, pokes one foul down the left field line for an 0-1 count.
This may be my favorite venue we've called a game in. I mean, it's up there. It's top 2 or 3 for sure. The big house up there for sure as well, but you really can't beat the view we have today. It's spectacular.
The 0-1 curveball stays inside to run the count even at a ball and a strike. No, this is immaculate. You got downtown Tulsa, a beautiful green field. Pretty new ballpark that is a pro ballpark. Great reward for everybody playing in the state championships today. Kicks and fires. That one stays inside, and the count runs to 2 balls and a strike on Colton Rother.
And maybe our reward for living in Tulsa the last week.
And living in the Sapulpa press box for a week.
Yeah. We thought about taking a cod up there.
Yeah, we did. May have. Won't tell. Hillary kicks and fires. That one stays inside, and there's a 3-1 count. No, Sapulpa, excellent host site with a tremendous lounge to hang out in between games.
That was fun. We had a lot of fun conversations in that lounge.
The 3-1 chopped down the third baseline and gloved for the third out of the inning. Nice play by Jackson Sutherland. He will send us to the bottom of the fifth. 8-1, the Duncan lead here in the Class 5A State Championships, live from One Oak on 107.7 The Franchise, brought to you by ServiceMaster RSI.